Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to another edition of Technology Expresso Cafe Radio. Dave and Jacqueline bring you up close and personal to the innovators, contributors, and creative minds in and around technology today. Visit our website portal at www.technologyexpresso.com. There you will find a full list of our broadcasts from all across the technology spectrum, our social media handles, and related content. So sit back with Dave and Jacqueline as they serve up Technology Expresso, fast, hot, and intense.
Hello, and we're here 1 year later. This is Jacqueline Sanders, Vice President of Technology Expresso, here with Kupe on Ask the Analyst, the 1 year edition. Hey, Kupe.
I know. Happy anniversary, Jacqueline.
I know, we made it.
I know.
We probably need a therapy, but we made it. We made it through.
We've had our ups and downs, mostly ups, though.
Yeah. And most of the downs is technology.
Right.
So, we have our bloopers. I'm sure we could fill a blooper reel here. But, no, it's been really exciting and, engaging. And I feel like I've grown from our conversation.
Absolutely.
And it's just been a thrill, just, being interactive and having people call in and that type of thing. And it's been a great 1 year. And so hello to all of our listeners and followers. We have set up, we're going to have some people who are going to join us, some that have been previously on the show, some first-timers too.
I know, I'm excited.
And so we're going to do a recap, look at what were we talking about a year ago, and as well as what our predictions are for 2017. And we've got another caller who's joined us. I want to say hello to area code 412 and 724. We're going to be speaking with them shortly. And the exciting part is we're going to give you our predictions, but tell us if you agree, disagree. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, actually, we want to know, or at least I do. I don't know, Jacqueline, if you feel the same way. I love a good debate, and I think the way we learn from each other is by challenging each other and pushing each other. And I think that's what we've done over the last year, the two of us, how we've had conversations and people have joined in. And hopefully, I've gotten good feedback from some of our consistent listeners out there and saying how much they've enjoyed the show and this format. So I'm just glad that we can continue it and looking forward to another great year.
Absolutely. Because as I mentioned, it's like I've grown from this too. It's great to have the conversation. And, the one thing about the field we're in, it's forever changing.
Absolutely.
What was true last year may not be true this year. So it's not about right or wrong. It's like, okay, learn, adapt.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
What's next? How do you push yourself and keep growing? Absolutely.
So this is our world. So, fair enough. We've got people who are here at the top of the hour to hopefully talk to us and to share with us. So I'm going to go to the line.
Okay, perfect. That's a great way to start. Right.
And I'm going to start with area code 412. Hello there, 412. Kim, you're now on the air.
Oh, am I, Jacqueline?
There she is.
I don't know if I was prepared for this.
You are fine.
I was just going to share with you the type of work we're doing here in 412. There's a couple of us.
Is 412, is it not just an area code, it's an attitude?
It's an attitude is right. It's exactly it. It's a Pittsburgh attitude.
It's a state of mind.
It is a state of mind, definitely. I have a couple of us here. We are.
Okay, yeah. I heard other voices. I thought you were a ventriloquist or something, Pam, and had multiple voices. But no, who else do you have with you?
I have Lisa, and I also have.
Hello?
Yeah, I know. And I also have Rick. I think he's out there. Rick. We are all working in a quality assurance area, looking at people's deliverables, and learning a lot about what's going on inside of. We're in the banking industry. In our findings, we're finding that, and Kupe and I had a conversation about this earlier, a lot of packages are being purchased in the banking world, and just trying to understand how the requirements are written from a banking, from a requirement, from a package perspective, like how, talking more about, a big discovery here was the fact that there are this new requirement called transition requirements. And we're doing a lot of educating people in terms of what is a business requirement versus a transition requirement. So a lot of these are the conversations occurring here.
That's
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to comment, Pam, that I was talking to somebody the other day, and I apologize for forgetting who it was, but he was saying that a lot of people think non-functional requirements are the ones that get missed most, but I think, in his opinion, and it's mine too, and obviously you guys are seeing this, that the transition requirements are the ones that often get missed. So how do we actually, once we have the package and we're ready to kind of turn it on, how do we make sure that people are trained, that everybody's ready for this change and can accept this change and the new processes? And so it's good. I'm glad you guys are focusing on that. Yeah.
But, and too, though, good point, non-functionals, too, are another area that people have a lot of difficulty with, is what is in our experience.
Absolutely. And what I want to add to that is, like you said, and it's very interesting getting the different perspective from different industries. That's one of the things that we talked about is there's not one way. Different industries vary, and then I've seen it within different organizations. They go through the trend, whether it's buying package or doing in-house, and sometimes they flip-flop back and forth. But one of the things is that there's still some of those key components, those core components that are true to either of those methods, and that's where the business analysis and the transferable skills, you just apply them in different ways. And that's where, something we've always talked about, the critical thinking. People sometimes want to just have this step-by-step, okay, do A, B, C, and D, and we kind of talked about this a little bit.
Right.
And there's even a portion, and what I'm seeing, and I can tie this to what I'm seeing, that the classroom has to go beyond just training and prescriptive to kind of these workshop type atmosphere, because you show them and then you kind of let them get in the lab and, feel it out, because they're going to be on the ground having to make some decisions and do, make some critical analysis and come to their own decisions about which one to use at what time.
Right. Yeah. No, and, that was something we talked a lot about on our show a year ago, and I'm sure we talked about it throughout the year, but we talked a lot about critical thinking as being kind of that key skill or that overarching skill that analysts need to be successful, because every project is a little different. Even if you're working on a package software A and package software B, that the people you're dealing with, the project risks and timelines, all that is different. So you can't do a prescribed process for everything you do day in, day out. And I wonder, Pam, to that point, so with Pam and Lisa and Rick in Pittsburgh, and I got to say I'm a little upset about Pittsburgh right now because I'm a New York Giants fan, so you guys kind of put a whooping on us last weekend, but let's not bring that up. But the critical thinking aspect of stuff around the package software, and you guys are in this QA role of kind of reviewing deliverables and processes and stuff. Are you seeing that teams are adapting their process?
Situation I think that we find ourselves in, because as you probably are aware, in the banking industry, this is the case with many industries. It's very highly regulated, and so what we're trying to figure out is a balance between what the regulators are asking us to do and what makes sense for the business. And I quite honestly think we're sorting that out. I think we're getting there. We're making some strides. And I think that the end users of our process, the people who we're assessing, I think in a way we're trying to be collaborative with them, trying to understand the perspective that they're coming from, and working within all of the requirements that they have being put upon them to come to a happy medium. So I don't know if they actually have the ability to execute critical thinking yet, because I think we're kind of evolving our quality assurance process a little bit. But I'm confident that given what we have experienced with the project managers, that they will be able to do that, because we've had very good feedback with the project managers. We've had really good success, I think, with the program just in general, because it's pretty new what we're trying to do. It's about 6 months old.
No, that's great, and I think the fact that you guys are critically thinking by saying, okay, what do the regulators want or need, and what makes sense for the business, and how do we kind of fit that, rather than just saying, oh, we're only going to do what the business wants, or we're only going to do what the regulators say we need to do. It's finding that right balance. So awesome. Thank you guys for calling in. I know we have some other callers and have some other topics to get to. So thank you. Big thanks to Rick, Pam, and Lisa, all the way from Pittsburgh. And go Giants.